Welcome, dear friends, to Kardec Radio at 11 p.m., nourishing our souls with the Spirit of Truth. The Spirit of Truth is this book, psychographed by two mediums, Chico, Xavier, and Waldo Vieira, when they were in the city of Uberaba, Brazil, and this happening between 1960 to 61 when the book was published. 60 years later, here we are, relaying to you the free translation, thanks to Kardec Radio's team. And today, the topic comes from the highest spheres too. The Spirit of Truth brings to us extensions of what we have been knowing as the truth in the gospel of Jesus. Yes. The good news. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And of all things, you and I know in Spiritism that without charity, there is no salvation. Chapter 15 of the book, The Gospel According to Spiritism, the very chapter that gives room for all of us so we can march towards the beauty of this new understanding of our relationships. When we talk about charity, we are talking about relationships. We're talking about the way we see ourselves, our relationship with God, our relationship with every being, humans, non-humans, animals, plants, minerals. Today, you and I have a quote. José Horta. He was a very renowned priest in the state of Minas Gerais. He was very charitable. Very charitable. And in the afterlife, he came through Chico Xavier to bring to us the message about the real road, which is charity. The title of the message is The Real Road. But before we go to that, he inspired himself in a passage, item 6 of chapter 15 of the Gospel According to Spiritism, the need for charity according to Paul. You know Paul of Tarsus. He wrote in one of his epistles to the Corinthians, chapter 13, verses 1 to 7 to 13. Even if I were to speak all the languages of men and the language of the angels themselves, if I did not have charity, I would be only like a sounding gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I were to have the gift of prophecy and grasped all mysteries, and if I had the perfect knowledge of all things, and if I had all the faith possible to the point of moving mountains, and if I did not have charity, I would be nothing. And if I were to distribute my belongings to feed the poor and delivered my body to be burned, and if I did not have charity, none of this would be of any use to me. Charity is patient, and it is kind and benevolent. Charity is not envious. It is not rash or hurried. It is not full of pride. It is not scornful. It does not look after its own interests. It does not take offense or become upset by anything. It does not suspect evil. It does not rejoice in injustice, but rejoice in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes for all things, endures all things. Now, These three virtues remain: faith, hope, and charity. But among them, the most excellent is charity. Full of Tarsus. What is charity? Well, the spirit Horta, Jose Horta, tell us today. He has credibility to be listened to. You and I are now seated before him because he's going to poetically tell us about the real road. And he says, children, the real road to God is called charity. In it, all regulations and indications keep the same essence. The script is charity. The idea is charity. The step is charity. The vehicle is charity. The word is charity. The work is charity. The movement is charity. The nourishment, the food is charity. The warning is charity. The cooperation is charity. The goal is charity. With all people and in all circumstances on the big journey, the attitude is the same in the same direction. Charity towards friends, charity towards opponents, charity with the good, charity with the less good, charity with others, charity with the absent, charity with the happy, charity with the least happy, charity with the righteous, and charity with the less than righteous. At all times, the guidelines will always be charity, and believe that there is no redundancy in our words. Let us reflect together, and the meditation will make a difference. Let us think together. Why would a spirit who devoted his whole life to helping others to the point that today, in the city of Uberaba, Brazil, where Chico Xavier discarnated, there is a huge Spiritist center named after Jose Horta. And he has in a number of activities and a number of activities towards helping others, outreach programs. Why would such a spirit be asked to come and talk to us about the real road? Because there is no other road. There is no other road. In the Spirit's book by Kardec, in the chapter titled The Law of Justice, Love and Charity, the good spirits asked Kardec asked the good spirits, right? What is the meaning of the word charity according to Jesus and the superior spirits? And the answer, threefold. Benevolence towards everyone. Be of goodwill towards everyone. Second, indulgence towards people's imperfections. And third, forgiveness of offenses. When we are talking about charity, the real road to God, we're talking about our relationships, the dynamics of our relationships with ourselves, God, one another. Are you of goodwill towards everyone? Oh, yeah, I'm of goodwill to this person. You know, sometimes You can give somebody, like for example, if you love somebody, you give them your soul, right? But the person you don't, you just give like, okay, I'll give you a pencil, but you could give a whole box. But you say, I don't feel like it. See, here we're establishing the dynamics of our relationship. And we're telling vibratorily to the universe that that restriction that I voluntarily take in being benevolent is going to return to me action and reaction. The road to God is about clean conscience, inner joy, true happiness. We will not achieve it if we withhold the full potential of love we have inside of us. It's when we have things and we could easily donate to people, give it away very purposefully, but we don't because we think, what if they don't really need it, right? And then we keep things and we forget that sooner or later we cannot be here and this is not going to be with us anymore. And probably it's going to go to hands that are not going to use and could have been given to those who would use, but we didn't make an effort. We were not of true goodwill towards everyone. Give love. To give love. Charity is about love in action. You and I are being asked in this very hour, the 11 p.m. hour, the last hour of the day, and whether you're listening or watching this on demand, we are together in this frequency. Yes, it's a non-local moment for us. It doesn't matter where we are. It doesn't matter in terms of time or in space, but there is an IP address. The 11 p.m. program has its own IP address spiritually, and we're connected. And right now, you and I are being asked to move the soul towards the direction of love. Charity towards friends. Well, we have to forgive our friends' imperfections because we want to be forgiven too. And be indulgent. How much? How many times we break friendship apart because of envy, because of jealousy, because of misunderstandings, benevolence, indulgence, and forgiveness. It's a sweet movement of the soul, but charity also with those who feel like opponents. Sometimes at work, in our communities, and even families. Charity with the people who are good and not so good, who are here with us and not here. Charity with those who are not here. How often we easily talk bad about people who are not in front of us. But then we think, oh man, if they were here, would I say that? Charity with those who are righteous and not so righteous, because who are we? If in this life I didn't commit that type of mistake, in previous lives, who knows? No wonder Jesus said, cast a stone those who have not committed any mistake. None of us can raise a hand. None of us. So today you and I are being given by Jose Horta the pathway. The Road to God, Charity. Chico Xavier. It's a true story that is in the Spiritus Magazine. You can find it at the app Spiritus Magazine or the website spiritusmagazine.org. In one of the issues that forgive me, but I forgot the number, but it talks about at the very end, we have a column named Chico Xavier, stories about his life, people who knew him. And there is this case of a mother who comes to Chico Xavier because her daughter, who is a teenager, is surrounded by bad friends, drug addicts. She doesn't know what to do. So that actually the parents come to see Chico. And Chico says, according to Emmanuel, go, do some outreach, help others who are less privileged. He didn't explain furthermore. She, of course, couldn't understand the case well, but she followed through. The question is, sometimes we ask for fraternal assistance, we ask for fraternal counseling, and when the good spirits deliver the prescription, we don't believe them. We think, oh, we doubt. I don't think they understood me. I don't think they understand what I need, what is happening to us. This woman and her husband were very diligent. They talked to friends. And one day, a girlfriend called the woman and said, you know, you want to help us in the prison, the local jail in Brazil? You could easily volunteer at those times in jail. That's what they did. They started going there, giving them food, even giving them a haircut. They made friends with the people who were in the prison, to the point that one day the daughter got better. The daughter got better. And when she got better, it was fascinating. They went back to Chico Xavier to ask what happened and to thank him. Chico Xavier said, let's thank God. But then Emmanuel explained. The girl, their daughter, was undergoing deep obsession. But when they forgot about their problems, started helping others, the discarnate mothers of those prisoners in jail were so deeply grateful that they started helping the family. They observed the discarnate mothers that the very daughter and the friends, the drug addicts, were surrounded by obsessors, little by little clearing up, doing the rescue work. It helped them out. So, Jose Horta is right. The road to God, the road to happiness, the real road to God is charity. Thinking of those who have less than us. Sometimes people need a good word, an uplifting word. And that's why we're here at Cardiac Radio too. You and I together forming this therapeutic circle and visualizing together those who are experiencing deep trouble in their soul and reach out to them. Let us reflect on this together, as Jose Horta says, and the meditation on the topic will make a whole lot of difference in our lives. That's the exercise in the next 24 hours. Charity in whatever way and form with whomever we feel like it. Let us practice it. moving the forces of our soul towards love, allowing the flow of God's love to go through us. Thank you, friends, for joining us, for being with us today and always. See you tomorrow.